Hey everybody, it's the Coach. This is Thursday Night Football on EA Sports. Coming up, we'll see fourth-year quarterback Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys as they take on the third-year man Mitchell Trubisky and the NFC North champion Chicago Bears. I'll see you again at halftime as we preview some of the action coming up on Sunday. But for now, it's Thursday Night Football. And on the call, as always, is Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Just off Lakeshore Drive, nestled next to Lake Michigan. That's where you find historic Soldier Field in the great city of Chicago, Illinois. This was the scene a moment ago as the Bears emerged from their tunnel. Ready for football are they, and ready for football are we as the Bears get set to match up with the Dallas Cowboys. Seated next to Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Godden. And Charles, this one featuring a couple of playoff teams from a season ago, back at it again in 2019.
And we both felt the confidence from both of these teams, right? They feel like they will be back in the playoffs again, but they shouldn't be overconfident. 7 teams last year made the playoffs that didn't make it the previous year, so you're not assured of going back year after year.
Three-quarters of the NFL season are complete. What lurks in our final month? We're underway in Week 14. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Quarterback Mitchell Trubisky leading out the Chicago Bears. Former number 2 overall pick out of Carolina. Big improvements in year 2 for Trubisky. Touchdown spiked from 7 to 24. Yards per game went up by almost 50. And, of course, most importantly, the Bears went from 5 wins to 12 and an NFC North title. Trubisky. It's his target. It's Taylor Gabriel. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 23 yards on the play. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Throwing here, Trubisky. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. And now a look at the offense for Chicago.
And they should be set up for a big game. They have one of the hottest offenses in the league. They're coming in riding a winning streak. But we've seen these quick turnaround games really wreak havoc with what you've done previously. Hopefully they simplified their offense, and they'll just let their playmakers go out and do what they do best.
To throw again on second down. Trubisky. This one into the hands of Burton. And they'll get this just to the 47. 1-yard gain. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be third down. Time for a look at our starters here on defense. We know they're going to be tough to throw on. Top 3 in the NFL defending the pass.
They may be ranked 3rd against the pass in the league, but they're the best that I've seen so far. Sometimes the numbers don't tell the full story.
Let's go, D. Big series right here.
On third down, Trubisky gets this to his running back, Tariq Cohen. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. How about the start throwing the football? 4 for 4 on this opening drive.
Oh, he's slinging it. And oftentimes when you talk about slinging it, you're thinking about a guy throwing it all over the yard, not necessarily accurately. In this case, though, he's honing in on his targets, and he's delivering.
Yeah, the opening script, however, they drew it up for this first drive, going to plan so far.
Keep playing hard. A gain on the play.
Well, he challenged the play. It did not pay off.
And that means he lost a timeout in that challenge.
And as a coach, you hate that. Don't know if you took the advice of the player. You threw it yourself. Look at this. Middle of the field. A breakaway. Touchdown, Chicago. Tariq Cohen His 9th touchdown of the season as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. With these Thursday night games, sometimes you get those quick turnarounds. You wonder how a team's going to start. They started really well.
Everyone's always wondering, going into a Thursday night game, who has their legs, who has the overall health of a team. But mentally, if you get that early edge, the other team might think to itself, it's been a short week. We're not really ready to go. You might run them into the ground that way. That's why getting that early score means a lot.
Point after, right down the middle. And it's now a 7-0 game. So that drive spanned 5 plays. And the last play, a really nice run that culminated in the touchdown. Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. This fielded at the 2. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. So here are the Cowboys under head coach Jason Garrett as they get set for their first opportunity. It's the Mississippi State product at quarterback. Calling the shots will be Dak Prescott.
Okay, I thought there was something to build on in last week's game by his performance. I thought he played fairly well overall. The numbers won't knock your socks off. 2 touchdown passes and an interception. The bottom line, though, they lost.
Yeah.
How does he eliminate that 1 interception, continue to take care of the ball, and maybe increase the number of times he puts the ball in the end zone with a receiver?
Forced out to his left. He'll run it. He'll have a first down past the 40. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, first down. First down, Prescott. And he's got Ezekiel Elliott. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. Prescott now from the 50. And he hits Jason Witten, the tight end. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Give him 18 on that one, and it's a Dallas first down. Prescott to throw it. Boy, you got to think that having the 37-year-old veteran Jason Witten back at tight end is going to be great for Dak Prescott for plays just like that. And you think to last year when Witten wasn't there, it was kind of a rotating carousel. They had Blake Jarwin, Jeff Swaim, Rico Gathers, Dalton Schultz. But Witten back out there and doing his thing again. Prescott looks to throw on first. And he's wrapped up, taken down, back at the 25. Below Nichols. Able to take him down. It's a loss of 3. To try again after the sack. Prescott. His throw incomplete. The offensive starters now for the Cowboys.
And the play of this offensive line is going to be so important in this game because we saw the sack a minute or so ago. They've got to be able to give their guy time to throw. That means communication and being physical is vital. Otherwise, this could be a long game.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Now on third down, that pass knocked down in the backfield and incomplete.
Well, partner, anytime someone tells me the fundamentals are leaving the game, I'm going to show them this play because they couldn't get to the passer. So what do you have to do? Get your hands up in the passing lane, and they batted it away on a third down attempt.
So, yes, it's only 3, but at least they're able to answer back after giving up the touchdown to start the game.
Yeah, I like the observation there because getting some points on the board, very positive for them. Feel a little bit better about things because if you don't score, you potentially have opened the door for them to score again, and then you're down 14.
The lead cut to just 4 as they kick it away and turn things over to their D. That's fielded in the end zone. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. They had the touchdown on the opening drive of the ball game. It was countered by just a field goal. So, hey, if your guys can do that for 4 quarters, you're in good shape.
Yeah, it is a team game, so that's just good complimentary football. But, you know, I know I'm no brainiac, but you trade 6s for 3s, things are going to work out in your favor.
Trubisky brings the Bears out 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Trubisky will throw. He's got Burton here. A good pickup, 17 yards and a Bear first down.
Almost not fair. The big guy running the corner route, being able to lean and push and get to where he wants.
So how do you stop it?
A lot of times you want to have a linebacker on him, a bigger body guy who can handle him physically, but a lot of times that doesn't work. This often wins the route.
And very little daylight there. He'll get a couple up to the 44. So we'll look here at the key inactives, and we got this list before the game down on the field. They tell us the same thing every time, don't they? Next man up.
No excuses. Be ready to play. That's the mantra of every organization. The key is having guys on the roster who are capable of filling in and playing at a high level. That's when you know you've drafted well, scouted free agents well, and stocked your team just the way you're supposed to.
So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. Only people celebrating? The guys who just gave up that play.
Here's Trubisky. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Jalen Smith leading the surge there as he drops him for a loss of 6. After that sack we just saw, Trubisky and the Bears deal with a 3rd and long. Now Trubisky on 3rd and long. It's complete to Robinson. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th. So on 4th down, on is the punter, Pat O'Donnell, to kick it away. After 1, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. Now the Bears' 6th-round pick in 2014, Pat O'Donnell on to punt. Back deep for the Cowboys, Tavon Austin. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. That'll be a 48-yard punt, 1 yard on the return. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. Here's the Dallas offense now heading back out onto the field. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
Prescott toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. The last time we saw Jason Witten on a football field instead of the broadcasting booth was, of course, 2 years ago, 2017. He had 63 catches, 560 yards, 5 touchdowns. It was his 11th Pro Bowl that season for a man who came into the league back in 2003. That one covers 24 yards. It's a 1st down. Prescott now. And just to put everyone on notice, that is his 1,199th catch. So the next one, that'll be 1,200 for his career. That's back-to-back plays of over 20 yards. That catch, a pretty big one, Charles. Now 1,200 career catches.
The numbers that pile up, sometimes we get numb, sometimes we get immune. But 1,200, that gets your attention fully. Congratulations. Phenomenal job. And I don't think he's slowing down yet.
I don't think so either. He makes it look easy, but this one not to be taken lightly. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Prescott. And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. They'll need a big play here. Will Dak and the Cowboys after the sack. It's 3rd and long. To throw is Prescott. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield. Complete. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a 1st down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
So we're back to a one-point game now as the kickoff comes. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Tariq Cohen and the rest of the offense heading back out there. He's been effective so far over the 40-yard mark here in the second quarter. Don't forget about those guys up front, though. They've been effective, too.
The leverage game has been in their favor. They've been the ones who've been able to bend their knees, drop their hips, and get a little bit lower than the guys on the other side of the football, and they've moved them out of the way for the runner.
Sometimes that's tough for those big fellas.
Not an easy thing for them to do.
And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Mark that down as a pickup of 13, and the Bears have the first. Looking to throw Trubisky on first down. They'll find Miller. That's complete. A gain of 6 there on first.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. Trubisky's throw into the hands of Burton. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 44-yard line. Trubisky will come up here first and 10, and he's hit on his first 9 passes now in the ballgame. Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end, and he gets this inside the 35-yard line. A gain there of 12 yards and a first down for the Bears. Trubisky will come up here first and 10, and he's now 10 of 10 throwing the ball here to start the game. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. Down there on a gain of 11. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down, executed it to perfection. Now Trubisky to throw. Robinson's got it. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves them with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Again, it's Trubisky. And it's caught. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. Allen Robinson, his 4th touchdown on the year as the Bears push further out in front.
And that lead is now 7 with a chance to go to 8 or more if they want to get crazy here, which we don't expect. But I just know the way the game's being played with the analytics, there's going to be a lot more of going for 2 in a lot of situations, isn't there?
Yeah, there's going to be. And I think their focus here, they don't want to give up anything going into the lockers on the other, and just a little bit of time left on the clock.
Yeah, they don't want to do anything to erase the good feeling they have right now by getting this late score in the half.
The extra point splits the uprights, and the lead is up to 8. So that drives 7 plays in length, and the end result is a Bears touchdown. Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. This is taken at his 4. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line.
That's it, baby. We gon' work.
Back onto the field trots Jason Witten now. And some of his highlights here from this game, he's nearing 100 yards, partner.
And defensive have worked so hard at how to try to slow down tight ends. It was a lot easier, partner, in the old days because when they just lined up on the line of scrimmage, Either put a defensive end or a linebacker over them and tried to body them so they couldn't get off the line of scrimmage easy.
And now?
Now, when they split out, detach from the line of scrimmage, you put a linebacker out there, they're often too elusive for them. Shake them and get to the secondary too easily before.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. The Cowboys going to use their second timeout now as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. Sacks a growing theme in this first half. This is second and long. Now Prescott dancing to his left. And now he's going to use his legs. A nice job of eluding the pressure there, scrambling for 11. Looking to throw. Prescott steps away to his left. Complete to Jason Witten.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense.
Now, I know it's an emotional game, Charles. You can't do that.
And when you get into your film sessions and you argue your case with your coaches, that's exactly what they say at the end. You just can't do it. It costs your team.
Here's Prescott. He's going to look end zone here for Cooper. And this is intercepted, but they'll say out of bounds. So very close to a turnover there in the end zone. 2nd and 10 from the 33-yard line. Here's Prescott being chased out left. Now he'll pull it down. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at 3rd down. A third field goal in the first half, not what they're looking for as they come up on 3rd down. Throwing, Prescott under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. So now the field goal unit trots out there for the 3rd time tonight. This from 54 yards away.
Yeah, boy, that's our ball. Every time, keep putting that ball on the ground. That's our ball.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Final play of the half. It's Trubisky. He'll find his tight end. That's Ben Broniker. So we have reached halftime here in what's an 8-point game. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you two in just a moment. First, we just want to give everybody a look ahead to what's in store for us this weekend as we enter the final month of this NFL season. Plenty to look forward to in that early window, one being a noontime start up in Green Bay, a big one for the Packers, as they'll host the Washington Redskins. Lots to look forward to in the late afternoon window as well, one being a late start in Foxborough, where it'll be the Patriots taking on the Kansas City Chiefs. And finally, on Monday Night Football, could be a cold one. Giants and Eagles from Philadelphia to wrap up Week 14. In our game, it's been Mitchell Trubisky, who's looked sharp thus far. His guys have the lead, as we'll hand it back over to our commentators, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Coach, appreciate it. A one-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. set to resume. Here we go with the second half. The Bears holding the lead and ready to receive the kick. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line.
Get ready, get ready, get ready.
Dak Prescott on the offense heading back onto the field. His feet, what he's been able to do individually running the ball, it's kind of kept him in this game.
No doubt about it, because if he's not making the plays that we've seen, they are really getting blown out in this one. I don't think they have any chance at all. He's keeping them in striking distance, hoping to get some help from the defensive side of the ball so that maybe some of these plays can turn into plays that maybe put them in the lead.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Now Prescott buying time to his left. He's going to take off with it. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road. Oh, Prescott stripped. And this is picked up by the Bears. And he will take this down to the 10-yard line. A defensive-minded coach loves to bring the heat, brought the heat there, and it worked out.
And nowadays, all those defensive-minded coaches, for them, it's all about getting the football. I went into one facility, and as soon as you walked into the defensive room, football, like on a spring, and each guy that walks in that plays has to act like he's knocking the ball free. They want those instincts created. They want them to think about that all the time, and that's what they try to preach.
The defense gets him the ball via the turnover. Now can this offense cash in? 1st and goal. 1st down, a run with Cohen. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal. They'll go again here from the 10-yard line on 2nd and goal. A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
And now offensively it's 3rd and 10, and I'm just thinking to myself, actors always say, what's my motivation before a big scene? Right now the play caller's thinking, what have I done before that's worked well that I can go to right now?
Yeah, because they would. And that is caught. Touchdown, Bears. Taylor Gabriel, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Bears use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind, because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
Extra point right down the middle. And the lead is up to 15 now. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it culminates in a touchdown for Chicago. Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. Fielded about a yard deep. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, pump the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You better be, because otherwise, it's going to be a long day for you.
Forced out to his left. Completes it to Jason Witten. The end result, 21 yards. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. Now back to throw. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete. It was the veteran Prince Amukamara that time who had the play covered from the start. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29. Prescott yet again. Dancing to his left. And this is caught by Witten, the tight end. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 13-yard line. Prescott to throw it. Steps away to, and that is intercepted by the all-pro safety, Eddie Jackson. And he will bring it out past the 20-yard line.
As much football as we watch, we've seen this work many times. In the red zone, first down, take a shot at the end zone, and points result. In this case, though, give credit to the defense. They outguessed them, were prepared, and intercepted the pass.
The Bears offense now getting ready to take over. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Trubisky brings the Bears up 1st and 10 at their own 23. They begin the drive on the ground with Cohen. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before that he always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
That one, a gain of 20 and a 1st down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. On 1st down, it's Cohen. He'll get about 4 here, down to the 43-yard line.
3rd quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
On the carry, it's Montgomery. And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. Touchdown, Chicago. David Montgomery with touchdown number 8 on the year as the Bears push further out in front. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one, because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
Pinheiro now to add the extra point. He's got it, and the lead swells. It's 28-6. So that drive, 4 plays. And it was David Montgomery's touchdown run that polished it all off. Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. This will be taken in at the 1. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. And now here come the Cowboys. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done. On any given pass play, you never know exactly where your exit points are going to be. On this play, he was flushed to his left, still on the run, able to accurately throw the football for a nice 1st down.
The last drive, remember, similar situation. He forced a ball into coverage through the pick. He learned better there.
Yeah, similar to a golfer that's confronted with a shot that you just can't make.
Hit from behind, and he's going to be driven down. This drive starts with 2 steps forward and now 1 back. A pair of 1st downs, and here a loss of yardage. Another try after the 1st down sack. Prescott, and he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. Getting a hand in there and knocking it away, Eddie Jackson. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Back to throw here. And on the left side, he's got Witten. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 28. Looking to throw. Being chased out left. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down. So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. To the air again, Prescott. Got an open man, the tight end, Jarwin. And he will be taken down, but a big pickup there on what's going to be the final play of the third quarter. Back now at Soldier Field. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. One man on the backfield, Elliott. And again, it's Prescott. And that is intercepted by the all-pro safety, Eddie Jackson. And he is going to be stopped on the return at his own 3-yard line.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent. And now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
The Bears offense making their way out as we give you a look at the playoff race in the NFC. And I tell you, 4 weeks still to go, and everything is wide open, and it's fun.
And I know we always talk about, well, if the playoffs were to begin today, and then we kind of go, okay, but they're not. Let's see how it plays out. Wouldn't it be fun to play with this playoff lineup right now? Because to me, just about anyone can win this whole thing out of this grouping we currently have. And by the time we get there, it may look entirely different.
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. They go play action with Trubisky. That's complete to the tight end, Saubert. And he'll only get a yard to bring up 3rd and 1.
That's it, baby.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense is able to stop him before he can get a good head of steam going. Brandon, when a defense just simply can't get off the field on 3rd down, we all know how important that down is for both sides of the ball. You often feel like you're just a step behind whatever they're doing offensively.
And one of the differences in this game, no doubt, 3rd down conversion, and that is going to be a story they'll talk about after this one. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short. Eight yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2.
You don't want none. Right there, 54. 54 Mike. So we got
They'll try the end around with Robinson, and that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. And chalk that up as a 4-yard loss, and now it's 3rd down. The Bears on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. Here's Trubisky to throw. He's got his tight end, Burton. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. And they pick up 25 as they convert on 3rd. They're not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Draw play here. Trubisky gives to Cohen. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. First down for the Bears, a gain of 15.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column. First down, here's the run with Montgomery. And he'll be stopped at the 35, but not before he picks up 7 yards.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now, I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get in behind us and let's go.
Their time to pressure comes, and Trubisky goes down. Sean Lee, the longtime vet, getting in and getting to the QB.
Exactly what they were looking for. They've been giving up yardage. They've been letting them drive right downfield, but they got a sack right there. How about that for a little bit of revenge?
On the draw, this is Cohen. He's got the first down here inside the 30. And he'll be taken down at the 26. A good pickup, 17 yards and a Bear first down.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the fourth as it was way back in the first, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
So this one in the win column for the Chicago Bears. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So for the Bears, they move back over 500 at 7-6. And they'll get a few extra days to savor this one before they take on the Green Bay Packers. Meanwhile, for the Cowboys, it's a loss that could have implications on the playoff race as they fall to 9-4. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.